Hello my friends and welcome to a new spaceship video, this time in a special form, in a rather real life fashion, right? Yay! Because today's video is a very special video. Today's video marks a small special where we have a look at the journey we had together in the past 3 years, because 3 years ago today, on the 2nd of April, the first video was uploaded to the Spaceship channel, and so today I decided to have a look at what was and what might still come. So without further ado, let's actually jump into this channel. So, I hope you find it a bit interesting and funny, this small little introduction, because the small little sheep that you saw and that was talking is actually always on my desk right next to my computer, so this was also one of the inspirations that gave me the name Spaceship. So space games and my cute little sheep, which is always here. So Spaceship. So much on actually the namesake of the channel. I thought that would be also kind of funny and have something rather different. Anyhow, like I said, it is actually well, first of all, we can see here we are here under the regular page, and what I actually more or less plan to do is sorting it by oldest videos. It's a bit having a look at what we did in the past and what, like I said, a few previews or ideas that I have for the future. But anyhow, as you can see here, channel introduction, Rover to the Moon.
Hello and welcome. And take off.
And pretty much like that, most of my videos are still starting with the lift off. Slightly better audio quality. At least I hope that you can hear the difference in the audio quality. But what kind of the main the main point why I clicked now on this video is because look at that. This was on the 2nd of April 2018, and today, when the video goes live, is this 2nd of April 2021. So 3 years since the start of the channel, and I still do this lift off type of thing. Well, it's not take off like I just said in this video, but rather lift off. Anyhow, after that, the first major Let's Play series we did was well, apart from the regular KSP content, which you can see here dotted everywhere every now and then, was FTL, Faster Than Light, which also kind of was also one of the main reasons why I started the channel, because I really enjoyed, well, I always enjoyed playing KSP, and I also enjoyed at that time a lot Faster Than Light, and I thought that would also fit the theme, as you can see, space, science and strategy games. Then we had a small little 3-episode Satellite Rain Let's Play, which didn't go too well. Actually, those 130 views, which are actually pretty decent, well, they just came throughout the 3 years more or less since then. Kind of funny, hilarious. Then we actually had a small, like our career mode playthrough. Speaking of career mode, we're now doing also again a career mode playthrough, however not stock like this one was here, as you can see throughout the channel page. And every now and then there was also, in the beginning, some Elite Dangerous content dotted every now and then. However, there was a large break of that. And then we come more or less to the first video, or video triplet, that I wanted to have a slightly more in-depth look about, and that's the SSTO guides. Well, let's build an SSTO, speed building an SSTO, and our SSTO guide, which is in my opinion one of my favorite videos, quite honestly, just because there was no SSTO guide throughout YouTube at that point that really focused on how to land an SSTO and not just how to build one. And I thought that would be good, and it paid off more or less. I mean, 1,200 views are not kind of, how should I say, it's very good, at least compared to the rest of my videos, but still, and well, still I'd love to get more views, obviously, and grow with the channel. However, I mean, it was a very good kind of motivation that the content was really appreciated, and more or less starting from this I just lost it. Where is it? This triplet. We always had more or less a theme of space planes and SSTOs throughout the entirety of the channel, and I tend to return every now and then. Well, and you can see here more or less everything was the same. We had a career mode, we had a regular KSP missions, like we actually still have more or less, or have it again. And we did some beginner guide videos, our first live stream here. And again a live stream, Spaceflight Simulator. There are actually 3 Spaceflight Simulators on the channel, videos on the channel, kind of more or less I was challenged in the comments. First to review it, then to do Mars mission, and then later on to do even more. Where is it? There you go. SFS Mars Phobos and Deimos. So kind of, even though it is super popular video on the channel, however totally not really what I usually do as my main content. Anyhow, again an SSTO video every now and then. We also had a small interplanetary mini-series, however after first playthrough, because of the lack of interest, as you can see here, 15 views, 17 views, and somehow the second episode got 100, likely why. Sadly we didn't continue to do a second or third playthrough. I thought about doing it again every now and then, however there is just not really the demand for it, and I don't really play the game myself at the moment, so I don't do a recording either. And then we had our first Kerbal Space Program story / cinematic video or video mini-series. However, you can see here, well, it didn't do too bad actually for the time, but this was such a huge amount of effort that I actually made a break here in between the Colonization 4 and the Mun base rover, which kind of, now in retrospect this was more or less a mistake. I should have, because I continued just 3 months later, I came back to KSP, and I should have continued throughout the time, which kind of is a big problem in terms of general YouTube growth, since inconsistency is kind of bad for the algorithm. Anyhow, we came back, we continued doing KSP content, however, well, primarily KSP content, again with the SSTO theme, ever reoccurring, like I said. Doing quite good videos here. I actually personally really love this Small Mun SSTO music video, really good one in my opinion. But then I had a forced break, as you can see here. It was a very long break 1 year ago, to be more precise. This is 19, and now you have to scroll all the way back down. 19, and here 9 months ago 20. That's almost 1 year, and the reason being, if you are interested in the reason, go and have a look at this channel update video. Yes, I know it's War Thunder in there, but there I more or less explain why I was not around, and the reason being in the short form is I had military service. After that we returned with XCOM and Kerbal Space Program, as always. Had a really nice time here, and pretty much since then I stuck to the at least 2 videos a week schedule, and now we come to the preview part. I do tend to keep this one going, at least for the foreseeable future, which is, as it seems, 9 months, I guess. But anyhow, sadly XCOM didn't do too well, so even though we lost it at the end, we lost the playthrough. And I kind of I'm playing XCOM again for me in my spare time, however, there's not enough demand, as you guys see here, or maybe you don't. So I've never really restarted a new playthrough. Again, reoccurring SSTO theme. We had some Battlestar Galactica here. We had the Sister Planet series, really like this one. If you haven't seen that one, it's quite enjoyable, I think. And here we are now, more or less in my opinion, in the recent history of the channel, which more or less starts with the with the Mark III SS, well, with the engine guide and the Mark III SSTO to Duna videos. This is, in my opinion, kind of the recent history. Yeah, I know it's already half a year, 6 months ago, but still, this is kind of where I'm honestly quite surprised by how fast the channel started to grow. I mean, at this point we had like 150 or something, and by the time we got around to the top 5, I think, video down here, we had like 200 subscribers, so that was quite astonishing growth. Speaking of this big block of Factorio, there were the KSP videos were dotted in between them, just because I recorded and uploaded all of those Factorio videos more or less within 1 week or so, and they kind of don't rearrange themselves in the YouTube algorithm. After that, we had my second favorite mini-series so far. That's the Mun mini-series, bringing the Mun closer, building a huge city on the Mun. Then, wait, there we go, again the same issue, scrolling down, there we go, building a big space station, refueling and SSTOs. That was a brilliant time, and bringing obviously NAS straight over to the space station. And in between, which actually was before that because of the upload schedule, again everything is in a different order, we had actually a collaboration with another YouTube channel. By the way, tell me down in the comments below, do you like collaborations? What do you actually want me to do? Generally speaking, more of, if we're already at asking what you guys like. So then we had the collaboration, still some Battlestar Galactica up till this point here, and here we have pretty much the Christmas holiday with the small special video here, and shortly after that, in the beginning of 2021, we actually reached 250 subscribers, which made me super happy, and I hope we can reach 500 subscribers by the end of this year, though that might be a bit too high, this goal. But still, we had a special stream, and that was pretty much the last stream we had. And then came, or kind of prior to it, with the start of the full dual comms relay, started my personal favorite mini-series we had so far, which is like Laythe exploration. Quite a lot of interesting places, missions we did in an interesting place, that being Laythe, refuel rover, a space plane, a helicopter, all sorts of fun things we did. And here we are now, pretty much at the last couple of videos, where we started a new playthrough in Je ne sais quoi, which makes KSP 2.6 times harder. And with this small, more or less recap of what we did so far, I just wanted to give those that aren't subscribed for too long, especially since we are now at 300 subscribers, which is 320 subscribers, super cool, and we only had like 250 just over 2 months ago, so those newly subscribed people have a small background information on the channel as well, and I hope that you are all going to stay here for another amazing time. And with that being said, the other preview, preview 1 is obviously still continuing with the Je ne sais quoi and the regular KSP content. So today is Friday, like I usually upload my KSP missions. However, I made a small poll on the Spaceship Discord server, which you can join by clicking on this link here. And you guys actually voted for a small little anniversary video, and this is exactly what we're doing right now instead of a regular KSP mission. The regular KSP mission, which is kind of planned, or was planned for today, is going to come out next week, so we're going to continue from the next week with a regular Friday KSP content, and Wednesday Je ne sais quoi. Speaking of Je ne sais quoi, down here, we still have more to do in Battlestar Galactica. I made now a short break in terms of putting in a nice place holder time slot thingy for the Je ne sais quoi uploads, but I think we might actually return to Battlestar Galactica, since I do have some footage and some more missions to play there in the near future, and that is actually the preview continuing Je ne sais quoi KSP and more Battlestar Galactica Sin and Sacrifice. So on this note, I really hope that you are enjoying your stay on the Spaceship YouTube channel, and if you enjoy the content, please subscribe if you haven't already. But if you haven't, why are you watching this video? Anyways, subscribe if you haven't already, like some videos, and just enjoy your stay on the channel, because at the end of the day, my goal is to provide you guys with good quality space sci-fi gaming content. And until next time, Spaceship signing out.